So we're going to look at linear regression. This is a problem on page 88 of the textbook. And as you look over this problem, you'll see that the input is the number of years since 1996-97 school year, and the output is the average cost of tuition in dollars. So our inputs are the 02468, and our output is the 12,000, and so on and so forth. So we want our calculator to calculate this regression, this line of best fit. So we're going to go to Stat and enter on our calculator to enter the information that we need. So Stat and enter. And if you notice here, I have different input values. I have the correct output values, but different input values. And many times we're going to have things there, so we need to know how to clear out that data. So you up arrow to highlight the column you want to clear out. So in this case, L1. Make sure you hit clear, not delete. So hit clear and then enter. And now that whole column is clear, and you can enter the input values. So I'm going to go ahead and put those in. Okay, and remember, these are ordered pairs, so we have to have the same amount of things in the input as we do in the output. So now we're going to have the calculator perform its function in finding that equation of best fit. So Stat, right arrow, and the number 4, because 4 represents linear regression. When we do quadratic and exponential, that number will change. So Stat, right arrow, number 4 is linear, so hit number 4. Now notice with the 84, your calculator looks like this. If I do the same thing on an 83, or you might have an 84 that has not been upgraded, and you get this. So if we go back to this 84, you're going to go down to store regression equation, because we want to put that information into our y equals. So we put our cursor there. Then Stat, right arrow, oops, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, it's vars, I messed that up, vars, right arrow, and enter 4 times. And there's our regression equation. Over here we're going to do vars, right arrow, and then we only have to hit the enter key 3 times, once I hit the right arrow key, and then enter 3 times. And you'll notice that we get the same information, and if we go to our y equals, that data is all stored into our y equals, which is where we want it to be, so that we can do different calculations with it. Okay, so again, that's going to be vars, and then the right arrow key, and then enter, and depending on which calculator you have, it's either going to be 4 times or 3 times. So 3 times or 4 times. Okay, so now we also want to talk about this question number 5. How do we get the information? How do we find input values? So in order to find input values, we just simply go to our table function, which is right over here. So we're going to do second graph. And because our equation is already in our y equals, we know that we can simply read down the table and look at give us the output values. Then the last question here is, how are we going to find when this is at least $25,000? So we're going to look at this in the next video.